garage, and welcome to another video in the video series of the 300 SL. Now, as you know, this thing has been a problem child for me for several weeks now. It's actually been sitting in this spot well, probably for 3 weeks, and the backstory is I took this to get the tires balanced, and when I was driving home, it stalled. It died right out here in front of the house, and I coasted all the way to basically where it's parked. Now, I have pushed it a little further forward so that I can get access in and around here, but this is where this car has sat. And to recap, changed the ignition coil. That was in the last video, no change. Changed the fuel pressure regulator, no change. Although we're getting fuel where the fuel pressure regulator isn't leaking out the front end or the vacuum line end of it. And we're getting fuel to the fuel distributor, but we're not getting fuel through the injector lines. We crack open one of them, and no fuel is getting beyond the fuel distributor. Now, while it's a mechanical fuel distributor, it is, and let me go ahead and let's just take the breather off here, let me point the camera down. While it's a mechanical fuel distributor, it does have some electronic components to it, and let's see if we can get this camera down here on the part of the engine where you need to see it. So this is the fuel distributor, and right here is the fuel pressure regulator, and this is the input to the distributor. Now, last weekend, Yui and I, we opened up while I was cranking to see if there was fuel coming from each one of the lines that goes to the injectors. That didn't happen. We cracked open this one, which is the return line, which goes back to the tank. We're getting fuel in and we're getting fuel out, but nothing here. Now, in front, this is what we call a potentiometer. This controls the airflow mixture, and then on the back, which you can't see, there's another electronic part that controls something with the fuel distributor. I'm not exactly sure what, and I have to do my research on that. But what are these controlled by? Well, there's and I did some more research, and while I'm not the genius mechanic, these are controlled. The way this operates is controlled by what they call an overload protection relay. Now, on most all Mercedes-Benz, they're usually up in the firewall area, and I'm hoping on this one it is. I thought it was back there in the back, but I'm going to take the cover off over there, and we're going to see if we can find, I'm going to do this on camera, and I don't know if I've ever changed the overload protection relay in this car or not. But we're going to do this on video, and parts of this I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to speed up the camera so that it doesn't turn into a 45-minute long video. But I'm going to start with that. This is the overload protection relay. The other is the fuel pump relay, which is back here. And if that fails, then I'm going to do the fuel pump relay, because the amount of fuel that we were getting out of here, while the pressure was good, is it really sending the right signals? Does it need to does it need to talk to these two devices? I don't know the electronics of that, because guess what? This is 1991, and the Germans were always good about doing things. So kind of a leader in the industry. So I'm going to take off this cover, because this is where it is believed that the uh, the overload protection relay is to reside. And as you notice, I've got the hood in a straight up position, so that makes it easier for me to work. And voila, yes, there it is. The overload protection relay is right in here, and it has been changed. I'm going to go ahead and the reason I know it has been changed is because the old ones, the factory originals, did not have fuses in here. The ones today do. Oh, what's the deal here? Oh yeah. And it just slides in a little. Well, there we go. Now I'm going to inspect this real quick before I attempt to start the car. See if these fuses were blown. Nope, that one's not. And that one's not. So, not real sure, but move my screwdrivers out of the way. Let's see if that works. Move this out so it doesn't vibrate. Let's see if that might have solved the problem. Let's focus the camera. Let's do a, let's see if the camera can get over there. Let's do a fuel pump relay. You know, throwing parts and parts is getting annoying because, well, you don't know exactly where, you know, the problem is. And by the way, folks, the potentiometer for this, I can't find one. And I don't know if that's the, you know, if that's the issue or not, but couldn't find out. Now, before I throw too many more parts at this stinking thing, you know, I may end up being like old Tyler, you know, Hoovie's Garage. Although I don't have a wizard. I don't know, you know, there's a guy down in you know, in a town just south of here in Herman that you know, he's dabbled in you know, European cars. And in one of my videos, I've also mentioned a company of in Papillion, Nebraska, that Starcraft Motors, which, oh shoot, well that, tried to take the fuel pump relay out of there and the fuse popped off and went down below. I see it. Let me see if I can get a pair of needle nose pliers and grab it. Down there with my needle nose vice grip. It's probably not going to hurt anything down there, but put this in there. I said I need to get that out of there. I don't like that. It's going to rattle around. Found them. Now that fuse hasn't blown either, but alright, well, here goes nothing. Get stuff out of the way. And again, these parts, I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one, but let's see if the car starts. Alright. folks, there you have it. Okay, changed 2 more electronic parts and nothing. I don't know the next steps. You know, it could be this electronic part right here. You know, I'm tired of throwing parts at it without being able to figure it out. So I think my next best, my next best option is let me see if I can talk to somebody who, maybe take it somewhere. It's going to cost money. It's going to be a bill. But I don't understand. It was driving, it was running, it was working fine, and now it won't even start. It died and will not start back up. You know, the engine is turning. We pulled off the oil cap. You can see the engine turning. It didn't throw a rod or anything like that. We are just not getting fuel coming out of the fuel distributor. Don't know why. This car, when I bought it, had a brand new fuel pump, brand new fuel filter, and it looked like a fuel accumulator. From what Yui has seen. I can't figure it out, folks. I need your help. This is where you can comment to help. What else could it be? I mean, we're not getting fuel through the fuel distributor. Is it electronically a problem, or is it a mechanical issue? That's what I need the help with. So anybody out there with the M104 engine that's ever experienced this problem, please give me some guidance, because I can't keep throwing more parts at it. I mean, that was $30 worth of parts. No, that was $50 worth of parts, because it was $34 for the overload protection relay, and it was $24. So yeah, that was $60 worth of parts. I can't go through and throw more parts at it. I can't. So thanks for watching. Comments below, suggestions below. Share this with people that have experienced the same issue. Have them give me feedback and comment on this video. Thanks for watching, and most importantly, thanks for helping. Have a great day. See you on the next one.